Let me tell you something that I had to learn the hard way. Do not run back to your ex, especially if you've been cheated on, if you were treated like an option, if they were dismissing your feelings, if it was a trauma bond, if they were disrespecting you. Because let me tell you this, if you choose to go back hoping that they'll change, hoping that, the potential may spark, you're solidifying and you're validating your self-worth, that you don't have self-worth, that you don't have enough self-respect to walk away. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but here's what's on the other side of that. When you actually choose yourself for the first time, to actually break the cycle, of going into unhealthy relationships, where you're giving way too much, where you're anxious, where you're confused, where you're not being reciprocated on. And if you're tired of being in that cycle, you can stop the cycle by walking away, stop communicating with them, stop leaving the door open, and being with yourself to heal fully before stepping into the next relationship. And I know it's hard for a lot of people because, let's face it, being alone, being with the pain of your last relationship, and just like being with that is very challenging. And most people, right? Most people in today's world hop from the person they were dating right onto the next. And when you're doing that, you aren't learning the lessons that you need to learn in order to attract a partner that is going to reciprocate your energy, who's going to choose you, who's going to be there in the moments of conflict and not dodge and dismiss and to project that your feelings are too much and your needs are too much. And now is the time. Now is the time to stop accepting the bare minimum or less than the bare minimum. Now is the time to stop taking the breadcrumbs. Now is the time to fully look at what needs to be looked at within yourself, of why we are attracting individuals who are not meeting us in the way that we love. Because I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you love hard. You fully open your heart and you fully want commitment. And let me tell you this, you deserve somebody who's going to reciprocate that energy. Because when you're with somebody who is not doing that, if you go back to your ex, has all this evidence of how they showed up, right? Not in the most healthy way. If you go back to that, there's going to be an imbalance of energy exchange. You're going to be giving way too much. They're not going to be reciprocating. And guess what? You're losing yourself in that process because you're giving way too much. And it's time to reclaim that energy, reclaim who you are as a person, which is a powerful person. And when you start to choose yourself, to bring the energy back to you, to do the things that fill you up, to give your space, give yourself time to heal, and to not jump into the next relationship, and to pour into yourself, your frequency raises. And when your frequency raises, you're at a higher vibration. And the law of attraction shows you're going to attract at the vibration that you're vibrating at. So guess what? You're going to attract better individuals. You're going to have no more discernment once you start to pour into yourself of like, wow, like, yeah, I can't believe I took that disrespect. Now you have a different lens in your vision of like, oh, yep, that person disrespectful. I'm not going anywhere near that individual. And the same with your frequency. You're going to start to attract not only romantically, but platonically, like friendships. You're going to see higher quality individuals coming into your life, people who actually treat you with respect. and treat you with kindness and reciprocate your energy. So this is just a little reminder that if you're thinking about going back, especially if you've been disrespected, especially if you haven't been treated right, or if you were cheated on, or if you were taken advantage of or used, this is your sign. This is your sign to break that cycle. This is your sign to cut them off. Do not leave that door open, because if you do, the cycle is going to repeat itself. And just think about it this way. Short-term sacrifice right now to be alone, to be with yourself, to get support from some friends, to allow yourself to be single for a little bit, to fully heal, to fully learn the lessons. Short-term sacrifice for long-term rewards. So if you really want that partner, if you really want that family, if you really want that peace and a relationship that's going to bloom and pour into each other equally, now is the time to do that work. You guys have a blessed day.